So I think we are live now. Let's quickly confirm with the viewers first. Can you guys see all three of us here? एक बार confirm कर लेते हैं if all three of us are visible
Yeah.
so that we can start with this. Okay, we are. I think I can see it on the screen now. We are visible. Thank you so much. So, guys, starting with this, we have Kriti Bhatnagar, ma'am. All of you know her. And the guy we have here needs no introduction again after tomorrow. So, we have Rishabh, who has secured All India Rank 1 in CLAT 2022. Rishabh, many congratulations for this outstanding achievement
Thank you.
again. And we would really like you to share your journey with us and tell us about how did it start. So पहले तो मुझे ये जानना है generally, see, I'm pretty sure All India Rank 1 is a very smart student. So how did law occur to you? मतलब parents ने नहीं बोला कि डॉक्टर बन जाओ, IIT कर लो, all of that did not happen with you.
So there was no parental pressure on any career option. As for law as a career, during in school I participated in a lot of MUNs basically. So I got exposed to all of that. I got to know about people who were attempting CLAT. I got to learn about international law and about law in general. So there I found that okay, I like reading about law. I like arguing people about law, interpreting the law. So I thought, all right, this can be a viable career option. And I thought, okay, let's prepare.
And then you prepared for about 2 years, and this is the result now. So take us through your journey. I'm pretty sure when you had started, the new pattern was just introduced, and people were not very sure कि क्या करना है, how to go about it. So how did you take it, and what were the essential skills? Despite having good schooling, you had, I'm pretty sure, you had to inculcate certain good skills into you. So what were those skills that you felt कि मतलब missing थी और तुमने बाद में उसको करा?
So while I think that comprehension was not really an issue, the reading speed part, like I could comprehend the text, but reading it at, let's say, finishing a whole passage in 2 minutes and then, comprehending everything, learning, remembering everything, that was the tough part. So for that, like from 11th, I focused more on all sections other than GK. Like I focused on reading and on maths and all that. I was naturally good at maths, so maths was not really much of an issue. But for the reading sections, I read a lot of books, lot of legal books, most probably, dominantly because I had a lot of interest in that. So because of that, I got exposed. I practiced a lot. I practiced from GMAT passages, right? I gave mocks as well, so I practiced from that. And gradually I improved on my speed. Like the first mock that I gave, I attempted only about 14 questions in legal. So that was pretty bad. And after that, I like till CLAT 2021, then I was proficient in my reading speed, though I messed up. I gave CLAT 2021 as a practice paper and I messed up in that big time. But that really gave sort of an experience that, you got acclimatized with the situation ki exam mein kya hoga. This year I was not really, concerned with ki invigilator aake bol raha hai ki sign karo and all that stuff. So that really helped. But in the first year, I focused on the reading sections to improve comprehension, to improve speed, right? To learn about basic concepts and all that. To basically improve my understanding of things, so that to get exposed to a lot of stuff, not just reading things, but other aspects as well. In the second year, I mainly focused on GK and I gave mocks for practice for the other sections.
अच्छा, ठीक है. मतलब I think for everybody who's studying for CLAT, चाहे कुछ भी हो, आपका कभी एक सब्जेक्ट अच्छा होता है, बट एक सब्जेक्ट ऐसा होता है जो वीक होता है. You're saying maths was not a problem, but I'm pretty sure some subjects, or you could say at least one of the subjects, would have been a problem for you. So what was that subject and how did you work it out?
So starting with it was GK. GK was very bad. Even when I started preparing after CLAT 2021, I was not good in GK. I was getting like, let's say in one mock I got 105 marks, but in GK I got just 13-14 marks. So I got really good in other sections, but GK was really a problem. But after that, just reading the newspapers, making notes and making detailed notes, that helped, and it improved my score and my confidence in that. Even if I'm not able to score more in GK, I was confident that whatever comes in CLAT, I'll be able to tackle that, and I eventually was able to tackle that. So GK and maybe English to some extent, because though I was able to, I was able to solve the comprehension-based questions, but the tone-based questions, right? Obviously, because sometimes, let's say, explanatory and expository, these are two very close tones sometimes. Like even in CLAT, they asked, and luckily I got that right. But yeah, so getting to, so I learned about those things, like how to differentiate between the two and all that. That was the main thing as to how, and more practice. The the main point was not sectional weakness. It was more about कि time में पूरा हो रहा है कि नहीं. And I eventually got over it. So then it worked.
that I think वो that is a different skill altogether कि मतलब time manage चलो ठीक है concepts आते हैं बहुत सारे लोगों को आते हैं but अगर वो 120 मिनट में नहीं आते तो that is no use at all है ना
Yeah,
मतलब
exactly.
उसको ज़्यादा use नहीं है yeah
Yeah, because
किसी ने
attempts is a very important thing. If you attempt 124 questions, even if you have a great accuracy, you will be able to score 105, 106, right?
हाँ हाँ
But if you attempt 144, you'll be able to get 124 in that. Right?
so that was your attempt 144 was your attempt
No, I attempted 147 questions.
अच्छा
I left 3 in GK. I attempted all in the other sections. And
okay
yeah.
that's actually pretty good other than that like generally मतलब हम लोग यहाँ पे sources समझना चाहेंगे मतलब common sources that you would have kind of referred to for practice particularly
See, for practice for reading comprehension and CR, to be honest, I don't think there's any difference between the two, though many people might disagree with me. But for that, I think GMAT LSAT passages, maybe sometimes CAT passages if you want, to read just lengthy passages. Then that can help if you are enrolled in a coaching. The coaching material can help. Mocks, obviously, mocks help. Mocks, I think mocks is the best study material. Apart from,
True.
they're not an indicator of what might get asked in CLAT, what might be asked in CLAT, but they're an indicator of how you performed in that particular time in during those conditions. Like what was your state of mind during that that time. So mocks and all that. So for English and CR, that was the main thing. For legal, I think I read a lot. In legal, I have a natural interest, I think. So for legal, I was pretty confident, though I was not scoring well in mocks. I eventually scored well in CLAT, and for legal, I did not practice anything as such. Before CLAT, I just revised some of the case laws and some of the concepts, so that because in the 2021 paper there were questions asked on case laws, right? So I got some of those wrong, and I thought, all right, this can't be done this year. So for that, as for GK, obviously I had my own notes, I had my own document. So I started revising from that from about May, like no, sorry, June first week. Yeah.
अच्छा that's I think that's pretty much it and I think एक कुछ question चल रहा है अभी कि some of them obviously मतलब you did pretty well. There are certain students who could not do as per their potential despite knowing a lot of things, despite having a decent mock score, all of those things. So I'm sure that you do not have a personal experience here, but is a drop year suggested to those students क्योंकि अभी अगले 6 महीने में एग्जाम है, so can they take like a 6 months off and prepare again?
See, it depends a lot. Like it depends on what led to your what led to your downfall in the paper. If it's like you got you had the potential, you were prepared, but then you could not perform well in the paper, then obviously it is suggested that you go for a drop. But it also depends. Like for example, I know people who got, let's say, NLU Jodhpur or NLI Bhopal, and they are still saying, all right, I'll give the paper again and all
Yeah,
that. So
that
I
makes no
think
sense. Yeah.
that does not make any sense. So I think it makes sense if you are in a tier 2 NLU or below, and if you know it, because I think no one can tell you apart from yourself if you are capable of getting a good rank. What was the reason for downfall? Obviously everyone knows inherently what's their potential at the end of it.
Okay.
So if you are sure that you can get a tier 1 NLU, then I think you should go for a drop. But because it's just a 6 months drop.
Right. How many mocks did you give throughout your preparation?
many.
Right. So you think the mock is like the first priority throughout?
Yeah, and the one thing, even if let's say I did not attend classes and all that, anything, but I gave every mock. I have not missed any mock. I have given every week's mock. I have not missed any mock.
And were you only giving mocks, or were you also analyzing them simultaneously?
Yeah, I was analyzing them, but
Do you think that's very, very important that a student analyzes?
it is important. It is important because you get to know what mistakes did you make. Sometimes what happens is that you knew about what the passage was saying, but the option you could not because, for example, let's say all 3 statements were mentioned in the passage, but 2 were not given in the context of the passage, right? And then you chose all of the above, then that is wrong. So you can just look at the explanation and think, all right, what did I do wrong in that?
Yes.
Or sometime it may also, because you may believe that the answer is wrong, then you can get corrected. Or if the answer is genuinely wrong, then you can pat yourself on the back कि ठीक है मैंने सही करा था, there was nothing wrong that I did. So mock analysis is important, because if you do not just analyze the mock, then there is no point of giving it if you do not know what mistakes did you make and all that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, mock analysis, how much time did you give to mock analysis? Because time management is an issue with students right now.
Yeah. So I used to just analyze the mistakes that I made, like except for GK and maths. I used to analyze what mistakes I made in the reading sections. That includes legal as well. So it took about 30 minutes because you are seeing whatever mistakes you are making. Sometimes it's like you are confused between two options, right? And the other option is given. So all right, okay, okay, right. So, but there are some questions which require an in-depth analysis. You read the passage again. You try to understand whatever, because let's say there's a passage where the author has just quoted someone, and you pick the option where it's written that the author's opinion is this, right? So sometimes you may not catch them while just giving a fleeting look. So you need to analyze that. So that is what I did in legal and all that. So it took about 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes even 1 hour.
Right. So when you gave a mock, did you divide the time you would be spending on each section, or did you just start
No,
it?
I divided the time I gave to each section. So my order was a little unconventional. I did 2 passages of English, then I did CR, then I did maths, remaining English, GK, and then legal, because I knew legal was my strong section. So I thought that even if, let's say, I mess up in time management, so I'll be able to complete legal in 30 minutes.
Correct.
Right? Because I knew the concept. For example, if there's a vicarious liability passage, right? Passage on that. So I know that I'll just move straight on to the question. I'll just skim through the passage. So then that is possible. So that really helped me in writing, because English and CR, you can't really improve your reading speed to the optimum. In legal, you can just, if you know the theory, you can just give us fleeting look, but that can't be done for English or CR, right? You have to read the passage.
Yeah. So was CR your strong pursuit throughout your preparation, or did you do something for it? Because CR is something that I've seen students being very paranoid about.
See, even for CR, like I attempted GMAT questions, and in that I got like 95% plus accuracy. Because to be honest, the options and the questions that they frame, they're in a very beautiful manner that you're able to attempt. You're able to get them correct. You know कि यही होगा इसका answer, because 2 options are out of scope. One is contradictory, and it comes down to 2 options, and then you can choose from them.
Rishabh,
In mock,
yeah, please carry on.
Yeah, in mocks, what happened was that sometimes they focus too much on the theoretical part of that. For example, let's say if there's an inference question, then they'll reject it just because it's directly written in the passage, right? So that is not what CLAT does. I mean, we all know CLAT's logical reasoning is pretty screwed up. They do not know what they're doing about that. So I don't think you can just rely too much on that. So I was confident about my CR that okay, I'll be able to, because I knew that I'm good in comprehension. So I thought, all right, ये तो हो जाएगा. There's no problem.
And also, were you doing each subject every day, or were you dividing subjects according to days?
So sometimes what I did was that I sort of gave a mock. Like I attempted all 5 sections, the sectional tests.
No, I'm asking, did you study all subjects every day?
No, I did not study all subjects every day. I studied GK every day, almost every day. I studied GK almost every day. Then I maybe practiced English like 3 times a week, English and CR 3 times a week, and maths in mocks and in general, because I used to give out 2 to 3 mocks a week because I had access to a lot of mocks. So I used to give them. So my practice was covered through mocks predominantly.
Rishabh, one of the things is that in your year particularly, there were 2 legs of board exams as well. So that would have kind of hampered your performance, and performance in the sense the preparation. So you were preparing, then there's a break for 1 month, and then you start preparing again. So even if it's just one exam, it is an obstacle in your CLAT preparation. So how did you simultaneously prepare for CLAT and boards?
So for the first term, I made a mistake. I just, I left CLAT for 1 month, and in the month of November and like till mid-December, I studied only for boards. I got a good percent, about 98% in that. But I realized that this is of no use, because 12th boards say like no one asking a percentage, right? So after that, in the second term, I did not study much for boards, to be honest. I just thought that we'll give it. I'll try to get 90% plus. I'll not try to get 98, 99%, because even DU is not asking for a good board now. Even we have CUT there. So I thought, all right, I prioritized CLAT over 12th, the second term basically. And I knew that I wasted a lot of time in the month of November, though I covered that afterwards. But still, I thought there's no use, because after, let's say, my boards got over on June 14th. So had I left my CLAT prep till that, I had no time to cover the
Yeah.
cover my backlog. So I thought that this can't work. I have to do it simultaneously.
So I
I have to
think
practice.
this is going to get easier for students from now on, because generally what happens is you have your board exams and just after that, अभी तो बहुत ही close हो गया, but generally
Yes.
also you don't get more than a month. Now
Yeah.
they will have their exams in December and boards are in March, so they can like normally वो board के लिए पढ़ सकते हैं, and then they go on in the last 2 months even if they want to do well in boards also. Because
Yeah, exactly.
some of us understand, but sometimes there's a parental pressure कि मतलब 12th में तो अच्छे number आने चाहिए and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, even so, I had sort of that. I faced some parental pressure, but I just told them that I prioritize CLAT over boards. I don't care much about boards. I'll get a good percentage, and they thought, all right, ठीक है कर लो.
right.
So you have to see this year, like for 2023, it's much easier in terms of managing 12th and boards, because you can just study daily for your 12th, and then just increase your prep after CLAT examination. So it's not really much of an issue managing 12th and CLAT.
I think that's like very much it. So I'm pretty sure that after the result was announced yesterday, और मतलब मुझे तो genuinely लग रहा था कि नहीं आएगा कल, है ना, मुझे लग रहा था कि
Yeah,
आज
even
आएगा.
I didn't think.
But then around 10 बजे के आसपास रिजल्ट आया था. So like how was the, मेरे को ये समझना है कि like घर पे क्या वो था, मतलब माहौल की, मतलब एकदम से you went ahead and said कि भाई मेरा तो first ही आ गया रैंक. So how was the reaction?
So after my score, even they had an idea कि अच्छी rank आ जाएगी, like
हाँ.
top 3 तो आ जाएगी, but obviously rank 1 was not something you can 100% say कि rank 1 ही आ रही है. So my family, like my parents and my sister, got really emotional. I was not that emotional because I thought कि मतलब ठीक है, I had expected that after my score कि आ जाएगा, and that just confirmed that. So yeah, and then I got calls from lots of my relatives, my friends, and all that.
No,
So,
that's good. So I think you're going to go to NLS. So NLS में there is no list system. मतलब you get into the first list, and I think एक दो जो कुछ रह जाते हैं वो शायद second list में आते हैं, but mostly everybody gets into the first list itself. So the college is going to start very soon because वहाँ पर सब हो जाएगा already and within 15 days. So like have you like planned पूरा कि मतलब अब जाना है, यार अभी भी मतलब एकदम वो 2 साल से घर पे ही रह रहे हैं तो वही एकदम मोड में.
I have planned that I'll go, and I've even planned what I'll do in the remaining in these 15 days break. I have to catch up with my reading. Say, because in 12th I did not read much of those books that I wanted to.
Yeah.
And in 11th I did, so I want to continue with that habit. So I've ordered some books. I'll read them. Not to say that I'll obviously not enjoy. I'll obviously enjoy, but yeah, I'll read them as well. Those books as well.
That's pretty good actually. So let's look into the comment box for some more questions. If there are any questions, then यहाँ पे how many questions did he attempt? So he's saying that he did 147 questions, right? So that is pretty good actually, very commendable.
Stream?
Commerce stream.
Okay, guys.
ठीक है. अच्छा, तो भैया I'm pretty sure like this is a question that we ask kind of everybody. When you had started your preparation, मतलब when you had zero CLAT idea, पहली बार जब preparation किया था, तो after starting your preparation कितने टाइम बाद did you start writing mocks? Because एक वो स्कूल का थोड़ा गलत सा impression होता है कि पहले कोर्स खत्म करेगा टीचर फिर शुरू करते हैं, तो कितने टाइम बाद?
नहीं, I gave my first mock whenever, as and when it was available, like.
अच्छा, within I think 10 days or 15 days.
Yeah, I think 10-15 days.
है ना, हाँ.
Not.
So that should be the general suggestion also, right? But there's no point.
Yeah, I think you should give mocks, because it's not like you have to first finish the syllabus, because there is no syllabus to begin with.
Correct.
There is no syllabus. So you should. I think mocks is the only way you can. Mocks is the major way through which one can learn about their prep and all that. So I think you should give mocks. Even in 11th I gave all mocks. I did not miss mocks. Even I went to Telegram. I gave some random mocks and all that, and all. So which is why I said that I was a bit disappointed after my rank in CLAT 2021, because I was expecting a bit more. But yeah.
सही है. Thank you so much for this, Rishabh. It was really, I think, helpful. Ma'am, if you have any further questions, we can take it. Otherwise, we'll end this here.
No, I think we have.
Okay, thank you. You pretty much answered it. We'll definitely stay in touch with you, and you are definitely going to be an inspiration for a lot of students for the next exam. So please, you're saying something.
Nothing.
अच्छा, तो मैं मतलब this is the end note यहाँ पे, and we'll end it. Thank you so much, Rishabh, for your time, and have a good 15-20 days का window, जितना भी तुम्हें time मिलता है. Enjoy your time. Read as many books as you can. because NLS is going to happen to you. Everything is going to get too hectic now. So, bye. All the best again.
It's going to be a beautiful journey, and you're going to love each moment of
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Matters.
Bye,
Okay.
Rishabh. All
Thank
the
you.
best.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.